Good evening, everyone. As we have decided earlier already that during this COVID-19 lockdown, we will be coming up with some lecture series for the whole sole purpose of creating awareness and resource material for HRD, awareness creation about the topics, about the profession among stakeholders, among professionals and prosperous upcoming professionals, means students. So today we are going to have a view some slight discussion on ethics in OT, because this is something which is being taught in the first year itself, in the beginning starting year itself. It is known as ethics in OT. Why ethics is important and what is ethics? These two are the important components. So to understand this concept, first we need to understand what is ethics actually. Only one. OT we already know what is OT. There we do not have any doubt so far. What we have to do in OT, we are very well aware. Now today's session we will be only targeting in understanding ethics and how it is relevant with the OT practice. And moreover, ethics is not something which is only for the OT practice. It is used everywhere in all the profession. Even though if person is not professional, there also ethics is being used. Even if person is a thief also, thief is also having some sort of ethics. So ethics is followed everywhere if we are a human nature, if we are a human being. So what is ethics basically? If we try to understand what is ethics, so on basic grounds, we can make it only two things. In our life, we have only two things, right and wrong. So what is right and what is wrong, that is governed by the ethical principles. So ability to decide what is right, what will be the right action and what will be the wrong action, that will be told to the professional or us by ethics. So ethics in simple way nothing but it is the ability to do justice, based on some parameters. What are these parameters basically? These parameters are basically some set of the rules, guidance, which guide a therapist to take some decision or any person to take decision. For example, police personnel, our judiciary system, they take guidance from the constitution. This is the only law. So in the same way for every profession, and even though a person is not professional, there are duties and ethical responsibilities are there. Okay. Based on that, we are deciding the ethical factors in our day-to-day actions. So for profession, what happens? There are some guidelines. There are some written documents, details to guide the therapist to take decision, which is ethically correct. Whether the decision is wrong or right, we do not have, we have least bother about it. But whether decision is ethically right or ethically wrong, that is our purpose to understand. So I hope now you people have understood what is ethics. In simple terms, ability to decide whether the human action or professional action is right or wrong. Okay. So what is ethics? In simple way, human actions, whether it is right or wrong. That is the overall understanding of the ethics. Now, how it is implemented in profession and why it is needed? Basically, why it is needed? To ensure quality, to prevent abuse to the stakeholders. These are the two important things. Why ethics is important to be practiced anywhere? To ensure the quality of standards and to prevent the abuse of the stakeholders. These two are very important factors. Other than this, associated factors are there to uphold the dignity, to uphold, excuse me,
I have passed.
to uphold the dignity of the profession, to give maximum benefits to the stakeholders. Stakeholder means patients. So these are the reasons why ethics should be followed. Now I'll take a reference from book because with experience few words may omit, few words may miss, which I do not wish because this will be the reference for many beginners also. So what is written in the book, one by one, we'll understand in a short, very short and concise. So IOTA, AOTA, basically AOTA, American Occupational Therapy Association. So AOTA, American Occupational Therapy Association, page 2016, year 2016 of some publication, section B. They have given some ethics to be followed in OT professionals. So one by one, we'll try to understand them in a very short and concise manner. So what is the first ethics? The first ethics they give beneficence. Beneficence. Beneficence, if you take commonly, so benefit. Normal word, benefit. So how a patient can be benefited? How a patient can be benefited? So what they have written basically to demonstrate concern for safety. Concern for safety. This is very important aspect. So safety has been given the first priority during the benefit. So basically in this what a therapist has to do? Therapist will be in position to give appropriate evaluation, appropriate intervention strategy, appropriate explore all the scope of practices whatever possible for the benefitment of the patient. Take appropriate education and training also. To treat anything, take appropriate education and training also, so that he can give the best efforts to stakeholder, to patients, to the patient. So overall thing is beneficence means giving the patient all the benefits by concern towards safety, selecting appropriate evaluations, selecting appropriate things, appropriate evaluations, appropriate intervention, update himself, update with the latest education. If required, take some certification or continuing education. These are the important factors. So these are the basic thing where therapist has to ensure his updated knowledge, skills. Therapist has to take care of the patient's safety and provide the maximum benefit to the patient. In beneficence, what other things needs to be focused? What other things needs to be covered? Till now we understood beneficence ethical principle means to provide the maximum benefit. How it can be given? By selecting the appropriate tool, by being concerned about the patient's safety, okay, by selecting appropriate intervention strategy. If therapist is not having expertise in this, the therapist can refer a person to the specific skilled person, okay, by updating his knowledge, updating their knowledge. But what if a patient further doesn't improves. There is no improvement further. So what a therapist should do? Now the patient is not getting benefit from the services. So a therapist should also provide a discharge. If there is no longer benefit associated, if there is no longer benefit associated. Okay, so here multiple option comes. People will say we are giving for the maintenance phase, but in that phase, we need to aware the person, we need to aware patient what is the further going to be happening in the therapy protocols. If there is no longer benefit associated, discharge and transfer to the another facility which is more skilled in this maintenance protocols. And if therapist can do and having the adequate knowledge, therapist can also provide this facility, but after informing to the patient prior. So we have understood what is the principle of ethical principle of beneficence. Okay, now the second ethical principle, basically there are 6 or 7. We will go one by one. The second principle is about non-maleficence. Non-maleficence. This one is very important. Okay, so what book indicates for this explanation? The book indicates OT professional shall refrain. See the words. OT professional shall refrain intentionally from the actions which may cause harm. Which cause. This is the overall thing. So what we can understand in this? So here therapist plays an important. Therapist needs to identify what are the possible ways. What are the possible ways that patient may get any injury, may get any harm, may get any psychological distress. Okay, so these things therapist has to ensure and pre-plan to avoid such harms, to avoid that what it says, intentionally refrain from the actions which will cause harm. So therapist has to pre-plan. For example, we'll see a patient is there. Therapist wants to do an activity. Floor is slippery. And still, now what would the therapist has to do? He has to do some floor activities which requires maybe standing. So now floor is there which is very slippery. Now OT, you have to take the decision based on the ethical reasons for the safety of the patient. If OT practices, chances are there patient may fall down, injury will come. If he doesn't practice, no problem. That maybe that activity will be skipped. So now based on ethics, OT has to decide how he is going to practice. So it doesn't say that avoid this. What it says, intentionally refrain from the action which can cause harm. So therapist has to use the principle of beneficence and ensure the safety. So if safety is ensured, then according to ethical reasons, therapist can do that activity. But if a safety is not ensured and because the floor is slippery, so non-maleficence will be there. He has to avoid doing this activity because further there is no possibility where patient can get benefit. Chances are there he may fall much. So according to ethical decision, first he has to critically examine himself whether benefit can be given by ensuring the safety. If yes, he should go ahead, it is an ethically right decision. If no, then therapist should not practice it. This is the simple words. In the very simple words. Apart from this, apart from this, confidentiality plays very important. Patient confidentiality. It is very important to gain the trust of patient also. So confidentiality also needs to be maintained. Means therapist should not discuss with everyone. Should not discuss with everyone about the patient. Therapist should not leave patient unattended. Why? If therapist will leave, patient may fall down. Maybe patient metabolic rates are different. Patient may collapse. So beneficence will be problem. Maleficence also will be problem. So therapist should not be leaving the patient unattended. So all by these actions, if we look together, so beneficence and maleficence somewhere interlinked. And whenever the ethical decision is taken, it is not taken based on the one only. It will be taken always in the collaboration with the all the principle, whether all principle will satisfy the situation or not. Then based on that only any ethical decision will be taken. Okay, any ethical decision cannot be taken isolated. Ethical decisions have to be taken with all the ethical principles. Okay, all the ethical principles will be critically examined, implemented, and then only decision will be taken. That is called ethical decision making. Now we are in India. Where we are? India. And India, people are very great-hearted, kind-hearted, and I value for it. People in India are very kind-hearted. So if a therapist is going to home or clinic, they are giving service, or hospital, or a school, or NGO, or shelter home, or any XYZ place, wherever you are working, or wherever you will be working in future. So what happens? The Indians are very kind-hearted. So patient is often try to give gift. So now the decision has to be taken by the therapist whether to take or not take. So what will you do in this situation? Will you accept the gift? Write in the comment box. Will you accept this gift? If you ask me, we are providing service for which we are getting paid. For which we are getting paid. We are providing the service which is very much professional. So these gifts and all, it comes under kind actions. And as per ethics, it is not allowed. So any therapist should not accept any kind of gift or cash apart from their remuneration in kind. नहीं डॉक्टर साहब हमें बड़ा अच्छा लगा आपने हमारा हार्ट ठीक कर दिया ले लो प्लीज नो we should not take never accept such kind of gifts in kind or in cash or any like praises over praises सर आपसे अच्छा थेरेपिस्ट मैंने कहीं नहीं देखा मैं आपके लिए ऑडी लेके आया हूँ 4 चक्के होते हैं जिंदगी के ये 4 चक्के जिसको मिलते हैं वो सक्सेसफुल माना जाता है पेशेंट आया बहुत हाई फाई आपने उसको ठीक कर दिया एमबीबीएस जाता चला दिया अब वो आपको एक 4 छल्ले वाली जिंदगी देना चाहता है क्या आप लोगे एक मन करेगा ले लो एक मन करेगा मत लो नहीं लोगे तुम्हारा घाटा ले लोगे तो तुम्हारी डिग्निटी बची रहेगी इफ यू डू नॉट एक्सेप्ट दिस व्हाट यू विल गेन डिग्निटी respect professional standards and you will be more recognized okay and if you accept तो ले लो लालच है करना चाहिए मन करता है तो ले लेना but ethically it is not correct okay if you accept it is your wish but ethically it is not correct and as a clinician I will not advise also that we should take it. Never. Never accept. Either it is 4 rings Audi or 4 rupees chocolate. Gift is gift. It doesn't have any value. Very important. Gift is gift. 4 rupees chocolate or 4 crore Audis. Both are having same value. Okay. So do not accept any kind of gifts under the ethical principle of the non-beneficence. Right, everyone? I hope this concept is clear. Now, this topic is lengthy, so we will divide this lecture in 2 components. Part 1, Part 2. Part 1 we are completing today itself, and Part 2 we will be doing tomorrow or maybe coming days. Now, another principle. After that, we will do it in another video. When do you want? Kindly let us know. When you want us to publish another video on the same, or else whenever we get time, we will be doing it. Another thing comes autonomy. Very important. आप इस आजाद देश के नागरिक हैं, आपके पास सारे अधिकार हैं. You have all the rights. You have freedom of speech, you have freedom of expression. So same way, according to the principle of autonomy, patient is also having all the rights reserved. Patient has to decide whether he wants to accept the treatment or he doesn't want to accept the treatment. Okay, so sometime what happens, the patient will come. So therapist will say, we'll do this activity. The patient, I'll create a situation. Patient is here. If you give NDT, patient will improve. If you do not give, patient will deteriorate. Now patient is very much insistent. No sir, I do not want NDT. But therapist will give NDT. Very ethical problem. Because he will be getting benefit. So therapist will start. Usually it happens like that in our practice. Normally we tend to do like that because we are Indians. We follow our all the deep soul hearted value of practices. But kindly respect this. Respect of principle of autonomy. Patient is having all the rights, whether to accept or not. So what a therapist should do here? What therapist should do? Therapist should educate the patient about benefits of giving NDT. Therapist should make them aware what prosperous future benefits will be coming from the NDT. And the most important, document. Most important, document. And after that, leave it to the patient decision. Whatever patient want to decide, let them decide and respect it. Okay. So under autonomy, do not force treatment plan which is not accepted by the patient, whether it is harm or not. You have to follow 3 things: educate, aware, and document, and let the patient decide what he wants better for him. So this is the principle of autonomy. Means patient is having all the rights to decide whether I want to take this benefit or not. Okay, so we will not compel them to take. We will only educate them, counsel them, aware them that this will be their benefit. Okay, everyone. I hope this topic is clear. And remaining principle. I hope this topic is clear. And remaining portion will come in our next video. Please comment if you like and let us know your feedback. But before I go, in this ethics word, I will tell you one more thing. One very nice thing. One patient is there. Patient name is X. X is patient. Y is therapist. He is very rich, having Audi, BMW, Jaguar, big house, everything. He is a therapist who is providing therapy. Some problem is there, so he is providing some therapies. And therapist had a thought, just thought. If he improves the patient's situation, he may get benefit of this. And imagine, he is only having a thought. So, has he broken any ethical principle? You will say yes, because he is thinking he may get a benefit of Audi, BMW, big land, some donation, some cash. Okay, some revenue benefits, monetary benefits. Okay, maybe some influence also will be there, so he can get him promoted. Okay, but remember, in ethics, for thoughts there is no punishment. For thoughts, there is no punishment. Because thoughts cannot be measured. Now you got the thought, next time you will say, I don't have this thought. There is no proof for that. There is no validatory, statutory guidelines to measure the thoughts. So basically, thoughts cannot be punished. So if thoughts cannot be punished, then therapist has not made any ethically wrong decision. There is no ethically principle applied on the therapist, because he is only thinking. He is only thinking in the clouds. But yes, if therapist is accepting something, what is that something? Anything? Cash, BMW, Audi, within. Now it becomes an action. Previously he was only thinking, so that was the thinking or thought. Okay, so thought cannot be measured, so cannot be punished. But now it became action, and actions are measurable in quantity. So if something can be measured, so it can be punished also. So actions, if therapist has thought, for thinking there will be no punishment, because it is a thought. It cannot be measured, it cannot be punished. But if therapist has accepted, means there is an action. So action can be measured, so it can be punished according to the severity of the actions. So what could be the possible punishment? That also will take place as per the IOTA or our Government of India norms. That we will discuss sometime later in our another videos, because this is overlooking. So this regarding the punishment procedures by IOTA or Government of India, we will discuss in our some other videos. This video will cover only the ethics. So I hope by this time now you guys are clearly aware and got some idea about ethics. So I hope by this video now you people have understood what is ethics, how it is important, what exactly it is meaning of the ethics, and what are the present 3 discussed ethical principles, and remaining more are there. You people know already. That we will be discussing in our next series, next video. Please stay tuned. Next video we will discuss these things. And in ethics also, what are the things can be measured? What are the thoughts for the ethics and actions for the ethics? I hope you all people enjoyed, got some important points. So, good evening everyone, good night, we'll meet in our next lesson.